beginning, the mark no human should ever receive. The first time Elias Ward heard the word marked, he thought it was just another alien superstition, one of those fear-laced traditions species clung to because the galaxy was older, stranger, and far more brutal than anything humanity had expected when it stepped into the stars. But that changed the day the Varen Empire arrived. Not as enemies, not as allies, but as something far more unsettling. They arrived asking for him. Elias was a soldier, nothing special in his own eyes. A veteran of the Outer Belt conflicts, a peacekeeper who had seen ugly battles, but no war medals shone on his chest. His uniform bore scuffs and burns, but nothing glorious. Yet the Varen Empire, a civilization older than Earth's recorded history, had sent a royal envoy directly to his outpost. When the Varen delegation entered the hangar, dark armor, tall silhouettes, and eyes burning like polished obsidian, the room fell silent. Even the hum of the generators seemed to quiet, as if the machinery itself feared them. At their center walked someone unmistakable. Queen Sarastra Varen IX, ruler of 1,000 systems. Feared conqueror, untouchable sovereign. Her presence was a pressure, like the air thickened around her, bending instinct to one singular command. Do not offend the queen. Soldiers stiffened. Officers bowed. Even hardened veterans refused to meet her gaze. But Sarastra's eyes didn't scan the room. They locked on Elias. You, she said, her voice echoing like chimes forged in a black hole. Step forward, human. Everyone stared. Mutters flickered. Why him? Why a common soldier? Elias stepped ahead, heart hammering. Then something happened that no one, human or alien, could have predicted. The queen reached out her hand and touched his cheek with her clawed fingers. A soft glow pulsed from her palm and burned into his skin, sinking beneath it like fire flowing through veins. Gasps erupted. The officers stepped back. One Varen warrior dropped to one knee, because they all recognized the glow. The mark. The Queen's Mark. A symbol given only to destiny-bound champions of Varen culture. A sign that fate itself demanded the universe. Pay attention. Elias staggered backward, clutching his cheek as heat rippled through him. It wasn't pain, not exactly. More like something ancient was trying to write itself into his soul. Sarastra withdrew her hand and declared, "Let the Empire witness. The human is marked." Her warriors slammed their fists to their chests. Humans recoiled, because everyone knew what the mark meant. The marked did not live ordinary lives. They shaped empires. They toppled civilizations. They changed the galaxy. And no one, absolutely no one, understood why a simple human soldier had been chosen. Not even Elias. Middle. The tests, the tension, and the truth. The days after the marking were chaos. Earth's leaders were furious, terrified, and confused. Diplomats demanded explanations. Scientists scrambled to analyze the glowing imprint on Elias's cheek. Military personnel debated whether he should be quarantined, protected, or interrogated. Meanwhile, Elias endured pain, visions, and a strange pulsing energy that thrummed beneath his skin. He wasn't just chosen. Something inside him was changing. The Varen delegation insisted on immediate transport to the Varen capital world. Humanity refused. A tense negotiation began. Finally, an agreement was reached. Elias would travel to the Varen throne world, but accompanied by a human delegation, a full security detail, and authorization to extract him if anything went wrong. But Elias already understood something no one else did. He wasn't being taken. He was being summoned. The Varen capital, a world of living crystal. The throne world, Salathrun, was like something out of a legend, Organic structures built from crystalline forests, spires that changed color with the sun, and structures that seemed grown rather than constructed. As Elias walked through the crystalline halls, Varen citizens knelt as he passed. Not because he was human, because he was marked. Whispers surrounded him like insects. While lesser species. What does the Queen see in him? The mark must have purpose. Or, it is a mistake. But the Varen did not believe in mistakes. Not from their queen. The audience hall, and the challenge. Queen Sarastra summoned him alone. Her throne was carved from a single colossal shard of glowing amethyst-like material. Varen guards lined the perimeter, armor shifting like liquid metal. Human, she said, standing from her throne with unnatural grace. You carry my mark. You must prove worthy of it. She gestured, and the floor shifted, plates rearranging to form a circular combat arena. Elias stiffened. What kind of test? He asked. Sarastra's lips curved. Survival. 5 Varen elite warriors, twice his size, armored in jagged organic plating, stepped forward. Non-lethal engagement, Sarastra declared. But pain will be real. Elias swallowed hard. He was outmatched, outclassed, and utterly unprepared. But the mark pulsed on his cheek. A warmth spread through his limbs. His vision sharpened. His heartbeat steadied. He didn't know what the mark did, but it wanted him to fight. The first warrior lunged. Elias dodged instinctively, moving faster than he thought possible. His body felt lighter yet stronger, like invisible forces guided his limbs. A punch struck a warrior's armor, and the impact resonated like a hammer. The warrior flew backward. The Varen watchers gasped. The second warrior attacked. Elias ducked beneath a claw swipe, grabbed the alien's arm, and used its momentum to slam it into the arena wall.
2 down.
3 circled him cautiously. Elias felt pressure in his chest, like the mark itself whispered guidance. He moved with unnatural precision, each strike timed perfectly. Within seconds, the final 3 warriors fell. Silence hung in the arena. Then, shockingly, many Varen bowed their heads. Sarastra stepped forward, eyes glowing faintly. You fight as one touched by destiny, she said. Now you understand why you were chosen. But Elias shook his head.
No, he said.
I still don't. Sarastra's expression softened, not with affection, but something far rarer for an immortal queen. Respect. Then you must know the truth. The queen reveals the prophecy. She waved her hand, and holographic glyphs materialized, ancient symbols spiraling like living flame. Our ancestors predicted the coming of a being who bore no Varen blood, Sarastra explained, yet carried the spirit that would decide the fate of the galaxy. A warrior? Elias asked. No, Sarastra replied. A choice maker. She stepped closer. Your destiny is not to fight for the Empire. It is to guide it. To prevent a catastrophe even I cannot avert alone. Elias felt coldness seep into his bones. What catastrophe? Sarastra's eyes dimmed. The Shattered Star Armada. Elias froze. The Shattered Star Armada was legend. Whispers of a rogue colony lost millennia ago, returning with technology beyond understanding and motives beyond sanity. A force that even ancient empires feared. They are coming, Sarastra said. And soon. I marked you, because humanity has something my people lack. What's that? Elias asked. Sarastra leaned close enough that her breath brushed his ear. Defiance. The night attack. The Empire trembles. Before more could be explained, the palace shook violently. Alarms wailed. Crystals cracked. Guards shouted. A massive explosion tore through the hall as shards of glowing debris rained down. Sarastra snarled. They are here sooner than I predicted. Elias ran to her side as guards formed a protective circle. The throne doors burst open. Figures entered, tall, biomechanical, armor-bearing star-shaped fractures across its surface. The shattered star vanguard. One pointed at Elias.
There.
The marked one. Eliminate him. They rushed forward. Sarastra roared, unleashing a blast of psionic energy that shattered one attacker like fragile glass. But more surged in. A soldier swung at Elias. He ducked, slammed his forearm into its chest, and a burst of Mark energy flared, sending the assailant skidding across the floor. Elias, Sarastra called. Stay by me. But he didn't. Because he felt something, an instinct that wasn't his own. The mark tugged him toward a side chamber. A voice whispered inside his mind.
Go. Now.
He obeyed, ending the choice that shook an empire. Elias burst into the side chamber, an ancient room lined with glowing conduits and a circular platform of soft violet light. In the center hovered a crystalline orb, the chronoseed. Sarastra had called it in legends, an artifact that could manipulate fate itself. A shattered star commander crashed into the chamber behind him. Human, step away. Elias shook his head, heart pounding. What is this thing? He demanded. The commander tilted its fractured helmet. It is what will destroy you all unless controlled. Elias's hand hovered over the orb. The mark pulsed wildly, urging him. Sarastra arrived at the doorway, bleeding but alive. Elias. Stop. He froze. Her voice trembled, a rarity for a queen. The chronoseed changes timelines, but at a price. If you touch it, you may erase yourself. The commander laughed, broken and metallic. Touch it, human. Become ash. The mark whispered again.
Choose.
Elias swallowed. This was why he was chosen. Not to fight, not to conquer, but to choose. He looked at Sarastra, an immortal queen burdened with a future she couldn't alter. He looked at the commander, an agent of destruction. He looked at his own hands, glowing with the mark's energy. Then he made his decision. I choose humanity, he whispered. He placed his hand on the chronoseed. Light exploded. Time unraveled. Visions flooded him. Galaxies collapsing, fleets burning, worlds screaming. He saw himself die 1,000 ways, saw futures where he lived, others where he vanished. And then, silence. When the light faded, Elias collapsed, but he was alive. Sarastra knelt beside him, eyes wide. You changed it, she whispered. The invasion fleet, it vanished from the timeline. The mark dimmed softly, no longer burning, no longer urgent. Its purpose fulfilled. The Varen guards approached, kneeling. The queen stood tall and declared, Let the Empire record this day. Let every star bear witness. This human, Elias Ward, saved not just our people, but all people. She placed her hand gently over the mark on his cheek. You are no longer merely marked, she said. You are honored. Elias managed a weak smile. What happens now? Sarastra's expression softened. Now, human, you rest. And when you awaken, your destiny continues, because even with the future saved, her voice lowered to a whisper. The galaxy will never forget the day the alien queen marked a human, and the entire empire held its breath.